Picture this. You're walking through the buzzing streets of Seoul, the subway rumbling beneath your feet. Suddenly, the crowd around you slows down, heads tilt upward, and whispers spread like wildfire. Why? Because high above, on one of the city's busiest billboards, there he is, BTS's Jin. His face lights up the night sky, not as part of a music release or a brand endorsement, but as a gift, a victory carved into light. And here's the twist. It wasn't a company that put him there. It was his fans. Why? Because Jin didn't just win an award. He earned the title of complete genetic star, a phrase that sounds almost unreal, like something out of a storybook. But when you think about it, doesn't it fit him perfectly? Jin's perfectly sculpted features, his golden proportions that even artists dream of capturing, his clear, luminous eyes that seem to hold both laughter and depth, his flawless skin, and his voice that can move you to tears or make you soar with joy, he embodies the word perfect. Over 4,200 fans in the My One Pick survey agreed, giving him more than 55% of the votes. And the prize? 5 days of his face lighting up Gangnam Station, a place where thousands pass daily. For 5 whole days, Jin wasn't just a singer or an idol. He was a legend etched into the city's very rhythm. But the story doesn't end there. Because right after that victory, he did it again. Another poll, another win. This time it was for the cool smile that beats the heat. Think about it. 836,000 people from all over the globe clicking, voting, dedicating their time just to celebrate something as pure and simple as his smile. And isn't that smile worth it? That refreshing, healing expression that seems to say, everything will be okay. For his fans, it isn't just a smile. It's comfort on hard days. It's light in moments of darkness. It's the reason summer feels bearable. The reward? 3 more days of his radiant smile lighting up Gangnam. Imagine that city filled with people smiling back at him, forgetting for a moment how hot the summer was. And yet, while these celebrations were painting Seoul in his honor, Jin was quietly breaking records elsewhere. In the Idol Pick weekly polls, Jin held on to the crown of Best Male Idol for 13 consecutive weeks. Week after week, fans showed up, unstoppable, voting tirelessly. In just 2 weeks, he racked up nearly 140,000 votes, proving once again that his fandom isn't just passionate, it's unwavering. As a result, yet another massive billboard went up in Seoul, this time across from the famous Latte Avenue. 3 days of Jin standing tall in the heart of the city, celebrated as the unrivaled star he is. But what makes this even more powerful is that these victories weren't just empty numbers or temporary polls. They came right after his first solo world tour, Run Sok Jin Tour. From June to August, Jin stepped onto stages across the globe, not with 6 other members beside him, but as himself, alone. And yet, every venue was sold out. Every stage transformed into a sea of voices singing with him. Fans crying, laughing, and holding on to every moment. Jin wasn't just performing. He was connecting, speaking to the hearts of thousands with his warm humor, his breathtaking visuals, his flawless performances, and his genuine love for those who came to see him. Fans called it legendary, and rightly so. Because each concert wasn't just about music. It was about proving that Jin, on his own, shines brighter than ever. His presence filled entire arenas, but somehow he still managed to make every fan feel like he was looking right at them. And as if to seal his place as a timeless icon, he stepped off stage and into the world of fashion. Recently, Jin's pictorial for the fall collection of global lifestyle brand Alo was revealed. And the response? Electric. People couldn't stop talking about how his beauty seemed almost unearthly, effortless yet commanding, gentle yet powerful. In those photos, Jin didn't just look like a star. He looked like something beyond, like a living piece of art. So let's step back for a second. In just a matter of weeks, Jin has been crowned as the perfect genetic star, honored for a smile that heals, dominated 13 consecutive weeks of Idol rankings, sold out a world tour, and left the fashion world speechless. And yet, through it all, he remains the same Jin, warm, kind, and endlessly dedicated to his fans. What does this tell us? That perfection isn't only about looks or talent. It's about heart, about the way he makes people feel seen, loved, and comforted. About the way his fans give him billboards, and he gives them unforgettable memories in return. When you walk through Seoul and see Jin lighting up the city, it's more than an advertisement. It's a love letter written in neon, a promise between a star and the people who believe in him. And if history tells us anything, it's that this story is just beginning.